National Consensus Commission to formally submit its recommendations on ways of implementing July National Charter to interim government tomorrow. Decision taken at a meeting with Commission Chairman, Chief Advisor and the Chair. Witness testifies against 5 individuals, including former DMP Commissioner Habibur Rahman, in case of crimes against humanity during July mass uprising. In another case, prosecution submits a charge framing petition against 4 individuals, including Mahbubul Alam Hanif. (42,761 polling centres finalised across the country for the upcoming 13 national parliamentary elections, says EC Secretary. Metro rail service resumed after 22 hours of bearing pad accident. Design flaws could be cause of accident, experts comment. How development being carried out to ensure food security, National Hour Master Plan finalized, says Water Resources Advisor. Top 10 round of Bangladesh Television's popular talent hunt show Notun Kuri underway. More 8 Palestinians killed in continued Israeli attacks in Gaza today. Construction of emergency infrastructure and removal of rubble being disrupted. Anand Chattogram West Indies beat Bangladesh by 16 runs in the first T20 of 3-match series. Assalamu alaikum. This is Shamim Khan, welcoming you on to News at 10. Those were the headlines. We now move on to the news in details. The National Consensus Commission is set to submit its recommendations to the government on implementation of July National Charter tomorrow. The formal handover of the recommendations will take place at noon tomorrow at the State Guest House, Jamuna, in presence of members of the Council of Advisors. The development came at the concluding meeting of Consensus Commission held at Jamuna this afternoon with Commission Chairman, Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus in the chair. Commission Vice Chairman Professor Ali Riaz, members Justice Muhammad Imdadul Haq, Dr. Iftikharuzzaman, Dr. Budil Alam Mojumdar, Dr. Muhammad Ayub Mia, and Special Assistant to the Chief Advisor on National Consensus Building Process, Munir Haider, were present in the meeting. At the meeting, Chief Advisor emphasized importance of preserving all documents, videos, audios and photographs related to the Commission's activities from its formation to the final recommendations. Professor Yunus said, "These are invaluable assets. As a nation, it is essential to preserve and be open to everyone in the long term to understand that in what context and through what process we reach what decisions. All documents, including photographs, videos and correspondences, must be preserved and categorized properly," the Chief Advisor said, adding all discussions broadcast live on television must be preserved in episodes. These will serve as living historical records and vital resources for future researchers, he said, adding, "These documents will remain for generations to come. These documents will be at the center of future political discussions." Professor Yunus expressed gratitude to political parties, officials of the Commission, researchers and members of media for their contribution to the Commission's work. A delegation from Japan's National Business Support Combined Cooperatives, NBCC, met with Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus to inform about progress on recruitment of 1 lakh skilled Bangladeshi workers in Japan. The 23-member delegation met the Chief Advisor at the State Guest House, Jamuna, on Sunday. Expatriates Welfare and Overseas Employment Professor Dr. Asif Nazrul and Chief Coordinator on SG Affairs to the Chief Advisor, Lamia Murshid, were also present at the meeting. The NBCC is a Japanese business federation comprising more than 65 companies, which recently signed a Memorandum of Intent MOI with Bangladesh to facilitate recruitment of skilled Bangladeshi workers. The MOI aims to establish a framework for training, certification and employment in Japan through which more than 1 lakh Bangladeshi workers are expected to be employed under the programs like Technical Intern Training Program TITP and Specific Skilled Workers SSW over the next 5 years. During the meeting, the delegation members informed that process is underway to recruit 2,000 skilled workers next year in the first phase under the MOI. They said gradually 6,000 will be recruited in 2027 and 18,000 in 2028. To prepare the skilled workforce, 2 training centers have been established in Khulna and at Kapashia in Ghazipur, where potential workers are receiving training. NBCC representatives have already visited both the centers. During the meeting, the chief advisor inquired whether there were any shortcomings in the training process. They are very satisfied with the training and hopeful to begin recruiting 2,000 skilled workers next year. However, he noted that improving language skills of trainers could further enhance the program. Noting that acquiring language proficiency is the biggest challenge, Chief Advisor suggested introducing virtual classes where instructors from Japan will conduct classes. In addition, possibility of bringing trainers from Japan to conduct in-person training sessions in Bangladesh also can be considered. Highlighting skills and hard work of Bangladeshi women, Professor Yunus said, Bangladeshi women are unique in caregiving sector. They are very caring. The NBCC delegation members informed that Japan will need more than 4 lakh skilled nurses in the coming years and that they will consider recruiting more nurses from Bangladesh. The interim government clarified the recent comments made by advisor to the Minister of Information and Broadcasting, Mahfuz Alam, at a Meet the Reporters program at Dhaka Reporters Unity have led to slight confusion. In a statement, the press wing of Chief Advisor's office said that the notion that reform initiatives and policy formulation must be completed by November deadline is not correct. Rather, the reform program will continue with full momentum, the statement said. The statement further added that Advisory Council will continue performing its responsibilities regularly until power is handed over to an elected government. It mentioned that council meetings will also be held as usual. The International Crimes Tribunal has set November the 3rd as the next date for recording testimony in the case filed against former DMP Commissioner Habibur Rahman and 4 others over the killing of 2 people and shooting of Amir Hussain, who was seen hanging from a rooftop cornice in Rampura during the July mass uprising in the capital. The 3-member International Crimes Tribunal 1, headed by Justice Ghulam Murtaza Mojumdar, gave the order today after completing the 2nd day of testimony. Mustafizur Rahman, father of 6-year-old Basit Khan Musa, who was injured during July uprising, testified as the 2nd witness in the case before the tribunal today. He was later cross-examined by state-appointed defense counsel. Earlier on Thursday, the first witness, Amir Hussain, who was shot during the incident, gave his deposition before the tribunal. In the same case, former police ASI Chanchal Chandra Sarkar, who has been arrested, was produced before the tribunal in the morning. Meanwhile, in another case filed over killing of 6 people in Kushtia during July movement, a hearing on framing charges against Mahbubul Alam Hanif and 3 others began today. The hearing took place at the International Crimes Tribunal 2, led by Justice Nazrul Islam Chaudhry and 2 other members. In this case, the prosecution appealed to frame charges and begin trial proceedings against the 4 accused, including Mahbubul Alam Hanif. The state defense hearing has been scheduled for tomorrow. Early on October 14, after the accused failed to appear despite a public notice being published in newspapers, the tribunal appointed state defense lawyers to represent Hanif and the other 3 accused. The Election Commission has announced that a total of 42,761 polling centers will be set up for the upcoming national parliamentary election. At a press briefing held today at the Election Commission building in Agargaon, EC Senior Secretary Akhtar Ahmed shared the information with journalists. The EC Secretary said voting will take place in 2,44,659 booths across the country, where 1,15,137 booths will be allocated for male voters and 1,29,602 booths for female voters. In addition, there will be 14 temporary centres and 12,000 booths designated for special use. He also mentioned that verification process of new political parties and election observers will be completed within this week. Metro rail service resumed along the entire route from Uttara to Motijheel in the capital. The service was fully restored around 11 in the morning. Yesterday afternoon, a bearing pad fell off a metro rail pillar in Farmgate, causing the death of a young man. Following the incident, metro rail operations were suspended. After 2.5 hours, service between Uttara and Agargaon resumed at 3 p.m. yesterday. Nearly 7 hours later, at around 7:15 p.m., metro service between Motijheel and Shahbag also resumed. This morning, a new bearing pad was installed on metro pillar at Farmgate. Afterwards, trains were operated on the previously closed section on a trial basis. Environment, Forest, Climate Change and Water Resources Advisor Sayyida Rizwana Hassan said that National Howard Development Master Plan has been finalized. She said Howard development has been initiated to ensure food safety. Advisor made the remarks while addressing a function at Pani Bhavan in the capital today. Water Resources Advisor said the government has also finalized the draft Howard and Wetlands Protection Ordinance. Under the Water Act, Hakaluki and Tangor Howard have been included to ensure legal protection, she added. Rizwana Hassan said after publication of the Gazette, these areas would be used as climate and agriculture-friendly ecosystems. British Deputy High Commissioner and Development Director to Bangladesh, James Coleman, along with other experts, were present on the occasion. Health Advisor Nurjahan Begum has emphasized the need to increase national health budget and introduce screening programs in schools to raise awareness about breast cancer among students. She made the remarks today while speaking at a discussion held at the National Institute of Cancer Research and Hospital in the capital, marking Breast Cancer Awareness Month 2025. With the theme, Every Story is Unique, Every Journey Matters, October is being observed as Breast Cancer Awareness Month across the country. While speaking at the event, Director General of Directorate General of Health Services, Abu Zafar, said that breast cancer has no specific cause. Therefore, early detection and regular screening are crucial. The government has taken an initiative to establish cancer hospitals in all 8 divisions of the country. Welcoming the initiative, Director General of National Institute of Cancer Research and Hospital said that once the initiative is implemented, it will help reduce the patient pressure at National Cancer Hospital. He added that hospital has been providing advanced treatment to patients under government initiatives, including free chemotherapy for underprivileged cancer patients. A visiting Commonwealth delegation led by Advisor to Commonwealth Electoral Support Branch and Head of Pre-Election Assessment Linford Andrews held a meeting with BNP leaders in the capital today. The BNP side was led by Standing Committee member Amir Khusro Mahmood Chaudhry. The Commonwealth delegates discussed various issues in the meeting, including the upcoming national election, overall political situation and election process. Among others, BNP Chairperson's Advisory Panel member Dr. Ziauddin Haider, Joint Secretary General Humayun Kabir and Organizing Secretary Shama Ubaid were present at the meeting. After the meeting, Amir Khusro Mahmood told journalists that Commonwealth will send observers to oversee the upcoming national election in Bangladesh. The top 10 round of popular talent hunt program of BTB, Notun Kuri, is underway. After nationwide selection and final screening, a total of 279 contestants are competing in the top 10 round. On the fourth day of top 10 round today, Competitions were held in 4 categories. Categories are storytelling, classical dance, Rabindra Sangeet and patriotic songs. A total of 58 contestants took part. Both joy and nervousness were reflected on the faces of children. Everyone tried their best to impress the judges with their performances. This top 10 round will continue until October the 29th. From this round, the top 5 contestants in each category will move on to the grooming and final round. The judges said that the children's performances were outstanding, making it difficult to give scores. Now, internationally.